myself, the voice of Transformers Collectors Club Australia. This is episode 37. We are recording live on November the 6th, 2015. I'm Jason. Joining me tonight we have Brad. Say hi, Brad.
Hi, Bill.
Excellent. You can say hi, Bill, as well. Spoilers, we have Bill as well. Bill, say hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Bill.
Fantastic. How are you doing, gentlemen?
I'm tired.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, Brad has actually just gotten home from. I believe you left for work at like 4 a.m. and we tend to record these things fairly late at night on a Friday. And so Brad has been out all day. This may be the second time he falls asleep on the podcast. We'll find out.
Actually, the third. There's two.
Don't tell me that.
No, I was rescued by 4 today, so I got back on the road in one piece and got home in time, just.
Yeah, excellent. Bill, what's been happening in your neck of the woods?
Nothing. Yeah, bye. Wheeling and dealing. Same old.
Yeah.
That's
And
always
How about you?
doing everything twice by the sounds of it, or 3 times.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've had a busy week. I play a game called Ingress. We have a huge event coming up next weekend, so every single lunchtime has been spent with Ingress players getting ready for it this week. So yeah, and the same thing's going to happen next week as well.
Is that is that training, practicing, getting used to certain maneuvers?
It's resource gathering.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. It's it's a lot of fun. There's going to be probably about 500 or 600 Ingress players descend upon Sydney next Saturday. It's going to be a big thing.
Wow.
But, Tits McGee will come through.
Hope you got bandwidth.
You know, we actually have a player called Tits McGee.
Yeah, I know. Tits McGee, mate. Wherever you are, if you're listening.
Tits McGee, please come back to the Resistance. We need you. Okay, all right. Look, I think that might be enough banter. Let's move on. This is the podcast that is the voice of Transformers Collectors Club Australia. The TCCA website is www.transformerscca.com. On the website, you'll find links to our Facebook discussion group, YouTube channel, Twitter page, and of course this podcast. If you happen to find it some other way, international listeners, you can join us on the Off the Shelf Facebook page. You'll find a link to that in the show notes. And Australian listeners, you can become a paid and proud member of the club for just $5. Send a private message to the big boss. I keep stumbling over that. Brad Ostron Prime. Say hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
To get your membership underway, membership fees go to purchase of raffle prizes, participation at conventions like Supernova, and more. Brad, can you give us a member count update and tell us what raffle prizes or donation drives is going on at the moment?
Yes, well, thank you, Jason. It's a.
I totally don't understand why Bill loses every time we do that.
I know why Bill doesn't mute, so I don't have to stop. Yes, this week we're still sitting 160 paid and proud members. I've got 2 applications in the wind at the moment, so that'll go up soon. And our social member count has gone up 20 from last week to 1,418.
Nice.
So it's good to see some new members in, and we've had some new members actually posting in the group. So
we have. It's been good. I saw someone joined up tonight and gave us a bit of a 3-line intro to themselves and their Transformers collecting habits. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah, yep.
It was nice to see some fresh meat come into the group.
Yeah,
we love fresh meat.
That's what we want to see.
Totally. And a lot of the fresh meat in the group is going to be enjoying the TCCA Christmas giveaway, aren't they?
They certainly are. We have some big prizes available this year, including DX9 Tyrant and Carry as a one-for, MP29 Shockwave, G1 reissue mid sealed box Skylinks, MP28 Hot Rod, MP25 Tracks.
I'm enjoying Bill's reactions too.
Now, these are great prizes.
We got MP21G Gold Bug, the Covenant of Promise. We've also got Fort Max if we hit our 400 ticket goal. And
surely that 400 ticket goal is going to be hit.
Yeah, I'd certainly hope so.
Nice.
So That's all good, and we've got some ROD Warrior class and some Combiner Wars Legend class figures and some Transformers Takara Go deluxe figures as well for lucky door entries for those that actually donate. Doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, $20, whatever. You'll get your name in a hat and you're going to draw to win those as well. So
Cool.
you have to be in it to win it.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Send me a PM and we can get the ball rolling.
Now, before we get to the news, featured YouTube reviews. Kathleen Wright from Kathleen's Clutter. She's got a review up of Combiner Wars Leader Class Thundercracker. It's nice. I haven't seen Kathleen do a video for a little while, so it was good to see her come back this week.
Yep.
I don't know what the heck that noise was.
Sound like a spoon.
Oh, whoops.
Very good, very good. So yeah, if you're a YouTube reviewer and you want to get your name out there, send us a link. Of course, it would help if you're in the group as well. So join the group, post your video in the group, and let us know just in case we don't see it, as there is a lot of stuff that happens in the group each week.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about favourite post of the week, and let's maybe have an abbreviated favourite post of the week segment, because I didn't really pick one this week. Nothing really jumped out at me. Yeah, if I was pushed, I would probably say that visually, one of the things that I liked this week mostly was Alex Ching's picture of DX9 Carrie walking around in a wet section of Sydney somewhere. That it was quite a good image, but it wasn't necessarily a post.
You couldn't do that to MP9 because he'd rust. That figure was wet.
He put a toy on the wet floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had water up his shins.
He also took it out of the box.
Kid's got balls.
Nice. Brad, how about yourself?
This week, Carul's been in the later half of the week photobombing the group with some of his mint and sealed box collections, and
it's not just mint and sealed boxes. He's got a massive collection. I can't believe it.
All the loose movie stuff we've seen there, he's been posting that he actually takes out and displays in public at wherever that is. But yeah, just him and his brother taking open figures out for display. I appreciate the do not touch signs, but I don't know how much that'd be observed.
I saw the do not touch signs as well. I was like, oh, those poor kids looking at that display.
Where's he based?
I think he's in Brunei.
Oh, they'd be pretty strict over there.
They'll be pretty strict. If someone touches a Transformer, they'll chop their hand off. That might be racially insensitive. I apologize.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Like the thing that jumps to mind for me about someone living in Brunei and being a Transformers fan is just I wouldn't have assumed that you would actually be able to get Transformers so readily in that country. Like it's pretty amazing. Unless Carul is good friends with the Sultan.
Well, he's been called the Sultan, so maybe it's maybe he's just getting container loads over.
Oh, absolutely.
But surely that'd be eBay online only. I couldn't imagine. Oh, there wouldn't be a Target.
No, because Carol's posted in the group before with some of his third-party figures that he's gotten them from a local supplier.
They'd have to have toy stores in wherever he's from.
No, damn it, no, they can't have toy stores. No, they can. That's all right.
None of our online online sellers have Australia or anything like that in, so I can't even try and punt it to Brunei. You
want TFI Brunei?
Yeah.
Actually, if you say it like that, it sounds like an episode of CSI.
Well, it'd be TF Brunei. The I would be in the Brunei, but
the I is the import.
Okay, this is going down a rabbit hole we don't need to go down.
This is we've gone in the weeds early. Yeah. Look, let's move on. Bill, do you have a favourite post of the week?
Brad, what's my favourite post of the week? That one, yeah. And thanks to that person who posted that thing on the page that did the thing.
Let me just do I'll scroll down.
Keep fucking that.
I know. Today, one Jason Murray posted up a photo of his Betray poster that he got mentioned last
There
week.
you go.
Brad has literally scrolled 2 posts down the group in order to find that.
And a
Because I did that like minutes before the podcast record started.
And a wonderful.
You're saying that's a lot bigger than expected. I'm saying it's a lot bigger than expected. I thought that was only like an A3 print or something.
I was expecting it to be about that.
Yeah, that's about an A2 or something.
So small side note. I did not realise that there are standard poster sizes in America that are not like A4, A3, A2. So this poster is a standard size of 18 by 27 inches. And believe me, finding a frame to actually fit it was really bloody annoying because American poster sizes, because this has come from rippedapparel.com, American poster sizes are very different to Australian poster sizes, and guess which poster size, or guess which frame sizes IKEA sells?
American?
No.
Swedish.
Yes, Swedish.
Swedish.
Yeah. They sell the Swedish frames. Yeah.
You want the frame with the horns?
So so basically, I wasn't able to get a frame that fit the poster exactly. But what I did is I got one that was bigger, and then I sort of just mounted it with double-sided tape inside that frame. So yeah. So look, it's all right. Look, anyway, I think it's enough about me. It's enough about us. I think it's about time we moved on to some news. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
I think you're right.
All right, cool. Let's go. So TFW 2005 posted pictures taken from a Facebook user called Bensimus. I think he might have.
How original.
He may have a prime after his name, or he may be a prime in training. He's got his hands on Combiner Wars G2 Menasor and G2 Superion, which is not too surprising because they have actually seemed to find their way out in China. Whether they're an official release or if they're just sort of a factory offcut, we don't really know. So he's taking some photographs of them in action in combined mode, and they're pretty good. I mean, they're the same old Combiner Wars Gestalts that we've seen this year, but they have their G2 colours. One image shows Superion triumphant over Menasor, and in the other one the tables have turned. So what do you guys think of the pictures? I mean, is collecting combiners in G2 colours something that you guys are interested in?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you leave them in their box, they'll never combine.
Yeah, but Menasor was never released along with the Fentor, so closest I'll ever get to owning one.
Yeah, well, I think that's a big draw card. I reckon these will do better than their actual G1 counterparts, especially Menasor.
I don't think they'll do better. Like, they're only going to be sold in gift boxes.
Yeah, true. To Bensimus, if you're listening, if you're going to put your name on the figures, put it somewhere where you can't just get a black paintbrush and paint over it.
I don't think that's really the point.
Okay.
Anyway, look,
we've seen photos. The Combiner Wars figures in the G2 colours. Menasor, I love that purple. I think he's got a nice colour distribution across him. Superion, there's a lot of blue there, but at least I'll get a complete Superion out of it. So.
Yeah, I think the colours are a bit out there, but I think they work well because of. I mean, ostensibly these combiners are G1 inspired, and so G1 being a cartoon, even though the cartoon was never actually in these colours, I think the colours actually do work there they work fairly well for a cartoon or a comic-like inspiration. I think that's nice. I don't know if I'm going to own them or not. I'm probably not going to own them. Let's be honest.
I am.
I know you will. You buy everything. It's all right. We'll talk about them when you've got them on order. I'll just get you to order me one as well. It's what happens for everything now, isn't it? Let's move on. One of my favourite Transformers in recent years is getting a repaint and a re-release. Takara Tomy is taking the Transformers Generations Voyager Springer and giving him a far brighter and far greener redecoration, and they're releasing as LG19 in their current Transformers Legends line. Now, that's not to be confused with Hasbro's tiny Legends class figures. He will retain his Voyager-like stature. So, He's very green. He's very, very green. He's it's almost fluorescent green. The pictures they posted on TFW, apparently they say there's 3 tones of green, but it doesn't really come out very well in the images, and my retinas are burning. So I couldn't make that much out. It's not actually bad, but damn, it's bright and
it's luminescent.
Yeah, I actually thought we were fine with the current, just sort of like kind of darker green and yellow combination for Springer. Now, do you guys think we actually needed this update to this figure? Because Takara has released Springer themselves in far more easy on the eye colours.
But what year is it?
What year is it? It's 2015.
Yeah.
When's it coming out?
Next year.
What's next year?
Oh, yeah, 30th anniversary, good point.
Yay!
But still...
It was a long walk, but we got there in the end.
That's why Ultra Magnus is being re-released.
Is this colour more faithful to the movie version though? I can't recall.
Oh, look, the original Springer was a pretty bright green, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate this is put next to a G1 Springer, but I don't know. Maybe listeners can tell us what they think.
I would have liked to see him standing to see if he's got the bent out legs that the Springer has.
There are other photos. There are other photos of the figure.
Oh.
Yeah. Not just the ones that TFW posted today.
Yeah.
It is the same as the current generation's Voyager Springer.
Yep.
Yeah, look. I don't underestimate the mold. The mold is fantastic.
It's a great mold.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yep.
Speaking of molds that you can't keep down, if they're a good one, Masterpiece Bumblebee is coming back for a 3rd shot. And this time he's red. No, he's not Cliff Jumper, but this week we got to look at the box art for MP21R. Now, there's pictures of him hanging out with Optimus Prime, and there's 2 face close-ups that, frankly, I can't tell the difference between. Do you guys know what the difference is?
No, and reading further down, someone's complaining that you only get the one face and not the battle mask, the toy version. So, because he only ever had the face mask or the battle plate mode and his face. There was never 2 faces.
So one does look slightly more earnest in battle, and the other one looks a little friendly. I don't. The lack of the battle mask doesn't really bother me. I never really saw a battle mask in the G1 cartoons for him, but I also don't really know why he's red. Like, does anyone have any idea what this is about?
Isn't Diaclone or something? Which is
Sure.
where that battle mask comes from. So it's a wonder it's not the primary face on him at the moment.
You know how many variations of Bumblebee there are?
Oh, there's blue, there's green.
Oh, mate, there's they could go on every colour of the rainbow if they really wanted.
I believe we said before that Bumblebee is basically Yoshi, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I guess if you really want a battle mask, you can take the battle mask from MP21, paint the top of it red, and attach.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah.
My excitement must be so obvious.
I'm not particularly bothered by it. Look, I like the figure. I've got him on order. I'm just not sure why the red version exists, but Masterpiece Bumblebee, at least in my mind, was a neat, well-engineered figure, and it surprised me with details in his transformation. So the completist in me, who occasionally comes out to play, I'm going to talk about this later, spoke, and my wallet listened, and now my wallet hurts. But to be honest, the main reason I bought it, because of that completist speaking to me, was that it was super cheap at $55.
I was going to ask what he was going for, and that's not too bad for the MPB mould.
Yeah, I think my G2 cost me $70.
Yep.
I don't remember what the G1B cost.
It would have been about 80 by the time. You wouldn't have got it shipped. You would have picked it up locally.
I don't actually remember.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
Well, let's move on. Hot Toys has got another Optimus Prime out. They combine a frankly stellar-looking Optimus Prime figure with parts of a well-known Decepticon. And a couple of months ago, they released a Starscream version that had Starscream's wings and I think his removed head. And this time Optimus Prime is coming with pieces of Megatron ready to wear. There's no denying that it looks absolutely stellar, but it's totally not something that Prime would actually do.
Again. Oh, the Starscream.
I don't really understand why Hot Toys doesn't just sell an Optimus Prime figure.
Yeah, I don't understand. I would like. They haven't even got a Megatron, like a nicely sculpted Megatron head like the Starscream version. And that Starscream version, you can remove Prime's head and put the Starscream head on it to make it look.
I don't know why you would do that.
Because of that one episode where Starscream dressed up as Prime. It's all about those one-off G1 episodes they're going back and digging into to find.
Oh, well, so that explains why you can't do it with Megatron, because Megatron never dressed up as Prime.
Oh God. Yeah, good point.
But I also don't know the episode where Prime took Megatron's weapon from him and attached it to himself and started using it. Nor where he started using Starscream's wings. Like, what is the deal with these figures?
Ultimate Universe, man. You guys have to go with Shattered Glass, you know.
I seem to think there was an episode where one of the Autobots managed to grab Megatron in gun mode, and he transformed out of the head and said, "Fool, you can't make me shoot at my own kind," or something. It seems familiar.
Autobot X.
Oh, there you go.
It doesn't. That we haven't actually explained anything to do with this figure. But it's a good memory of the cartoon, and I'll thank you for it.
Yeah, well, you know, there's been a few people in the group that have got the Starscream version.
I have seen it crop up a few times actually, and like I noticed it in someone's collection the other day with completely no Starscream figures and parts on it, and it looks like an excellent Optimus Prime at that point.
I can't zoom in. Why does his Autobot logo look like Zoidberg? Has he got?
Why not Zoidberg?
Has that got tendrils on his face? I can't see. No, it might be a goatee, Autobot goatee, but that's not the Autobot symbol, so I don't know what the hell's going on here.
It looks fine to me.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an Autobot symbol. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We have an eBay auction that's showing pictures of Masterpiece Clampdown. That's a repaint of Masterpiece Red Alert that surfaced a couple of months ago. I'm just gonna say a quick cash grab from Takara. You know, obviously Takara designers got to eat, but basically Takara's been really ramping up the Masterpiece release schedule. We got Red Bumblebee, Trax, and Road Rage due hopefully by the end of the year or early next year. We got Shockwave, we've got Hot Rod, all coming out early next year as well. We're going to actually talk about another one that just got revealed shortly. But now we're also seeing the in-hand pictures of Clampdown. And honestly, I'm kind of regretting not ordering this guy. I will probably end up trying to get someone else to pre-order him somewhere for me, Bill.
This again is the case of someone with a camera not... Okay, they've taken the photos right, but...
They haven't transformed him properly.
No, he's got gaping holes everywhere. And
I actually do wonder, given that this has appeared on eBay before it's actually appeared for sale, if this is a similar thing to the warnings that we've been getting from a couple of CCAD Masterpiece collectors about factory reject thundercrackers starting to appear on eBay. And so I wonder if this figure doesn't actually transform properly in its current state.
Well, the photos have all got Lena on. Isn't that the account that does the factory thefts?
I've got no idea, does it?
Someone was telling me last week when I wanted to get... Well, when you wanted to get not Clampdown, Deadlock, check out the Lena post.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And of course we have a undershot of the car mode, which seems to be
carriage.
Seems to be the going thing now. Thank you, Masterpiece Rodimus Prime. Hot Rod, you've soiled every... If you want to sell a figure now, make sure you show a photo from underneath.
It does look good to me, like the figure. Although you can see from some of these photos why they're factory rejects. Like in the final photo, the badge around the Autobot symbol isn't printed properly. The face looks like a mess. The doors don't seem to even sit together properly. Like, I wouldn't buy this off eBay. No. Of course, we'll probably get the official one and find that it has all the same problems.
Is it trying too much to take the prowl look?
It does look a bit prowly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it might be because those door panels are sitting out, but just the police down there, the black highlights on the front and that Autobot logo on the bonnet. It's just not doing it for me.
Yeah.
Last week,
Alright,
last week I praised the Lambo mould, but I don't get stopped with Red Alert.
Let's have a chat about a masterpiece that you might feel a little bit more and a little bit happier about, and that is one that Alex Ching actually just posted in the group tonight. I'm not sure where he's gotten the photos from, but interesting. We are talking about MP30 Ratchet, who is of course an Ironhide repaint. He's looking quite nice actually. He's got his mostly white designs. He's got white and red with a lovely light blue sort of cartoon style arrangement on his windows. He looks pretty good. He's got a earnest look on his face. He's got weapons, which is kind of weird for Ratchet, but that's okay.
The surgical devices.
The surgical devices, weapons, and the other interesting thing is it looks like he has an insert for the for his windscreen that provides like some kind of a heartbeat thing. Because there's one where he's scanning or doing some kind of a work on Ironhide, and you can see a heartbeat thing in his windscreen.
I like that.
How cute.
It's kind of interesting.
It sort of hides his inside kibble, inside sort of junk. But
Yeah, it does actually. I was going to say I don't really see that much inside kibble, but damn, yeah, you really do on some of the photos.
Some of them, and that's again coming back to how these are getting photographed. We got one photo here where he's standing, chest out. The sides, whether it's because it's all white and not red, grey, whatever on Ironhide, but the underarms look more enclosed. You don't have these massive hollow sections, but then you get another shot where he's standing front on looking down and he's got massive it looks like he's got massive gaps and these hollows, so it's all a matter of how these have been photographed. Yeah.
But I mean, how many of us are actually going to display them like that on our shelves anyway, man? You know what I mean?
Well, I'll decide that when I get it and see what looks the best. Like, there's one here who's got two guns pointed forward and upwards. All you can see is the front body of the car, and it looks like he's got absolutely nothing under the arms. That's a horrible photo and should never have been posted.
Yeah. But I mean, how do you display your figures predominantly? Like, do you just attach their weapons and in like a neutral position, or?
Well, sort of like there's a shot here with him with his cybernetic probe above his head.
Yeah.
He's sort of sitting there. He's got his legs at 11 and 5. I'll sort of do that, but then tilt the torso forward, just so it's sort of he's got one leg forward, one leg back, and sort of leaning forward.
Mm-hmm.
I won't just sit there and do legs side by side, arms by the hips, and standing normally, but at least have some sort of a pose with them. And it'll be just a matter of when I get the figure, if anything at all can be done with those hip bits.
Yeah, I think you can roll them back though behind his ass though, can't you?
Yeah, apparently even if you go 180 and bring them up to fill in the wheel wells behind the bumper and the cabin, but that'll be a time to see. I've got.
I don't know. Those skirts I think are far more. They're talked about more than I think anyone will care when they really get the figure.
They don't seem to stand out as much with this one. I don't know if it's just.
I think it's the colour.
Red. Yeah, like his hips, his pelvis, looks a lot better than what Ironhide does.
Very, very anatomically specific.
Yeah, where Ironhide's got that massive diamond over his codpiece, so. But I've got no problem with this. We talked before about the Autobot emblems on his shoulders.
Actually, is Ratchet the most Autobot ever? Because he's got 3 Autobot insignias on him when he's in robot mode.
That's a good point.
It's sort of like whenever Tony Abbott would give a speech and people would count the number of Australian flags behind him. It's becoming kind of a thing of how many Autobot insignias can you fit onto a masterpiece robot mode.
Yeah,
I say 16.
Oh, Reaper labels, just make him one big Autobot logo.
Yeah, actually, I can
on
put
the
those
knee.
logos
Well,
on
look at
myself.
the flat spots. You got kneecaps. You'd put another one on kneecaps. You'd put a little one on his codpiece. You get a little one on the middle of his chevron on his head. You get a few more there. The legs look a lot better. Maybe because none of them are going just standing with a real gape.
Yeah, they've given him a good heroic pose in the shots.
Most of the shots
it is, of course, Takara Tomi's kitchen bench, as we've seen in many of their masterpiece shots so far.
Now, I'd have to look at the Ironhide. The windows, these light blue windows, look a lot more foggier than Ironhide's look more clear.
I think that's more the. I think that might just be more the colour.
Yeah.
They've tried to give the windows, which I think goes to the cartoon, or at least the sort of the look that they're trying to give the figure. And I think this actually does look a lot more cartoony than Ironhide does.
Yep.
It might just be the bright colour, because I mean, we're not really used to white on these masterpiece figures. So yeah.
Now the other thing is too, we've got a photo of him backed into Prime's trailer. That's the G1 face in the windscreen. So he's got that gimmick as well.
Really?
That's what that looks like.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fair enough.
I was focusing more on the fact that the flashing lights on the roof retract.
I actually think when he's in vehicle mode, I think he's got that in the front of his window. I don't think it's specific to.
Oh yeah, there's a flash or a light glow on one of his vehicle modes there you can't really see. That might be just part of the interior. But it looks like his revolving lights or his flashing lights retract too, so they can fit in there, because they don't look like they're sitting up above the top of the car.
Oh yeah, possibly. That's something that Ironhide obviously wouldn't have, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
All right, look. It's very early days. I think we've seen these pictures literally half an hour before we came on the air tonight. We will see more on this in coming weeks, I think.
Yeah, I don't think this would be second quarter 2016. This would have to be August.
Actually, according to Alex, it's April.
Oh.
So we actually don't know when Ironhide's coming out yet, do we? Is he going to be January or February? January, February, something around there, yeah.
No, yeah, so this would come after it, even though, yeah.
Not very far after it, which is fair enough.
Well, would that mean Shockwave would have to come between January and March? It'd have to be February.
They might end up with both Hot Rod and Shockwave in February. We'll see. It's happened before.
Yeah, Hot Rod as well. Jeez.
All right, let's move on. The masterpiece schedule for 2015 and 2016 has been pretty intense.
We can't look at what's happened before. It's all they've thrown a ball and spanner in the works. It's all different now.
All right. Let's move on. Planet X has released a bunch of new test shots for their figure Vulcan, who is not Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. He looks pretty awesome, actually. I'm pretty happy with him. He doesn't look super different. Like, he's only like sort of maybe 20% larger, it seems, than the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. I think that was a deluxe, or was it a Voyager?
It was a Voyager.
It was a Voyager. So yeah, okay. So he is pretty big then. But it looks like they haven't really changed much about the figure. He probably transforms the same way, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So here's a question: does this make this figure an oversized KO or not?
It's essentially what they've done. Without seeing reviews, obviously the tail's got a lot more mass to it than what the original one did. So where that goes or what that does is one thing.
His legs have a sort of a lot more detail sort of around the boots and the texture on his knees.
Yeah.
But, I mean, essentially, like, we are looking at the same figure, but it does look like the tail is handled a little bit differently. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm very keen on this.
So I was going to say the question I want to ask with each of these third-party figures is buy or not buy. Buy or not buy. Bill, what do you think?
I don't know, man. I'll probably just have a look when someone's got them and then decide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem like from photos he may have trouble doing that that kneeling fist on the ground pose that we see so frequently.
The Iron Man pose that everyone does.
Yeah, that's all Spider-Man pose. Yeah, that's the one.
Thor or Iron Man? Who does that?
I thought it was from the Matrix. I thought it was just in general, like, sort of made pose.
I always thought it was Iron Man.
Yeah, Trinity done it. I don't think. What come before? That's a different story. I think Blade done it once too. So it's a mid-90s thing. I think. Although you can go back to Chinese cinema, and I bet they went back to the 50s when they were doing it. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
There's a good
there
is a good YouTube video of the three-legged landing, or the 3-point landing. Go check it out.
Yeah,
You'll see it all.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about my favourite third-party manufacturer, Make Toys. They have updated their Facebook page with a coloured test shot of Iron Will. Now, Iron Will is a little bit confusing because Make Toys Iron Will is Hardhead, is a Headmaster Hardhead. But TFC Toys has their own Iron Will, and he's Ironhide. So yeah, a little bit confusing. But let's talk about Make Toys Iron Will at the moment. So he's Hardhead, he's green. He goes with their recently released Cupola, which is Chrome Dome, and they. As most third parties like to do, they've shown their own toys side by side instead of comparing them with anyone else's. And these guys actually do look pretty good when you put them both together. Chrome Dome, honestly, I could do with Make Toys' Chrome Dome being a little bit, his head sculpt being a little bit more like his IDW comics. But the rest of the figure is not particularly like the IDW comics either. He is much more of a G1 homage, and I think that's what Iron Will is going to be like as well. I think actually Iron Will probably comes across a little bit better. He doesn't sort of have the blockiness to him that Cupola has. So yeah, I kind of like him.
Those rubber tracks, that is some nice engineering.
Do the tracks actually move?
They are rubber tracks. You can see the flex, how they bulge out in the middle. They are rubber tracks and they'll move.
It does look pretty good there.
I can guarantee it. I just lost the name now.
Make Toys?
No, they're grey, brown and...
Chrome Dome.
Chrome Dome. You've got Chrome Dome?
I don't have Make Toys Chrome Dome. I am actually looking at this photo. I'm actually kind of like, yeah, I really want this now. So here's the mistake that I make, right? Every time I see something from Make Toys, I think, that looks really nice, but I don't buy it. And then inevitably I will end up chasing it down a lot later and I'll end up paying a lot more for it. And so their Chrome Dome, like, I probably should just get it because, like I said, I really rate Make Toys. I think they've got a really good design. They've got a really good sense of humour about some of their things as well. Like I've got Trash Talk and Cogwheel, and I love them to pieces. And so I also find, like, just in general, their plastic is kind of a higher quality than most of the other third parties that I see as well. And so, yeah, I should probably get into these guys.
Are these Deluxe or Voyager?
I think they're Voyager.
Voyager.
Actually, I'm not sure. They might even be considered masterpiece scale, I think. Okay.
I'm guessing, being air quotes, headmasters, the heads come off and...
They do indeed. You can sort of see that on the... so I've basically just, the entire discussion, I've had the picture of Cupola and Iron Will side by side next to them. You can definitely see it on Cupola's head, the headmaster.
Oh, okay. If you scroll right down, you'll see where the heads come off. I wonder if these are compatible with Brainstorm.
Probably not.
Because he seems to be an oddity at the moment.
He does actually, doesn't he?
Yeah. No one, even the new Titan Masters, none of it seems to want to go with it.
Because they'll all be deluxes, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you could just have the deluxes at the front and have Brainstorm way at the back of your display. A bit of forced perception. I don't know. It's a shame they're not Voyagers, but that's a bit... Yeah,
I don't...
So the one thing that sort of gives me pause looking at them, and this is something that they've kind of fixed up with Iron Will, is that Cupola, Chrome Dome's feet look really chunky.
Yeah. And
so just to specifically, there's a masterpiece style on the figures, so they may actually be masterpiece size. We're not sure. Okay, let's move on because TFC Toys has an Iron Will as well.
Yeah, it's just odd that they compare it to another figure of their own. Yet you don't know
It's
what
not
that figure is.
It's not that odd. Coppola is out and about, and so people have been purchasing him for a few months. So I guess if they own Coppola, they'll probably be interested in Iron Will. So it's a good comparison for them.
Well, I never even knew that I had done this morning when I put these show notes together. 2 Iron Wills in one.
There's two Iron Wills. So TFC Toys has an Iron Will who is perhaps a more controversial figure because he is a Masterpiece Ironhide and he is coming out probably before Masterpiece Ironhide, I think, because we've got pictures of the packaging accessories and robot and alternate mode coming out. So, it seems like TFC is getting ready to ship this guy.
Yeah. Yep.
So the controversial part of the figure is that in robot mode, his shoulders appear to be sort of raised up above his sort of neck area, which it seems to have divided fans. I actually kind of like it. I think it's a nice, sort of more modern take on Ironhide. But there are, of course, purists who did not want Ironhide's shoulders to sort of extend above his bonnet and the top line of the car, or his neckline, I guess. I remember seeing Alex Ching actually do a mock-up of because there's a Ratchet, of course, of this as well, what these guys would look like with the shoulders lowered by a couple of centimetres. And that also looked pretty good too.
I like Alex's photo work.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with the shoulder pads. Like, yes, he might be going to the Ultra Magnus school of fighting, but still, it's.
I think that's okay though.
It's not above it's not above the head. Like, if you're a purist and you're complaining about the shoulder pads, well, you obviously didn't see the head. You didn't see the rest of the figure, the legs, the chrome bumpers on the ankles. Like, get over it. The biggest issue I have with this is the colour. That maroon where we've had.
I quite like this dark red.
I love that colour, but just as an Ironhide, like in the test shots, if you go right down, he's a lot lighter. He's almost an Ironhide red, and for some reason between the test shots we got and this final inbox figure, the colours darken substantially. Not just the red, but the yellow stripe down the side of him as well. But in saying that, it doesn't.
It might depend on how they process their images, really.
Yeah, but say it's a great looking bot.
Yeah, he really is. He is really good looking.
If I was to have, and I really need to start a separate shelf just for good looking bots in the Masterpiece scale, he'd
Brad Miles' good looking bot shelf.
Yeah. I'll get a Barbie to sit in the middle of it. Yeah, at least his torso, his like chest is a block. It's not an open piece, but then having that grey bit there to try and fill in that open piece doesn't look all good either. But I've got no issues with this figure.
All right.
I don't know about the $160 to buy it, but
yeah.
Third party prices.
Let's move on. We do have an imminent release to talk about. G Creation has posted up some images, which have got to be final images because this figure's due out soon. They have their version of Grimlock, who's now called Collapse, and that we are hoping that given the central part that this figure will play in Shuriken Combiner, that Collapse is indicative more of what he makes the enemy do rather than what he'll make the Combiner do.
It's like they went to see a Toro card reader. We need a name for our bot. Oh, I see destruction in the future. Collapsing.
Yeah. So like he does look like a pretty good version of Grimlock. I kind of feel like I would like to see the gold on him a little bit golder rather than the sort of like yellow that it is. But
that suits the rest of their bots though.
It does. It does. That's true. This is apparently due out on the 10th of November. That is next week. So I am expecting to see a few pictures of this guy appear in the group next week.
Yeah, we talked about test shots of this back in the single digits of the podcast. It's been that long in the making.
No, that's very common with third parties, though.
Yeah. he's a big beefy bot. He still can't, like the other, he can't do the the 3-point landing. He's trying, but that groin's got to be hurting. They've put the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock's head on the MP08 and added some panel detail. I'm not a fan of the Dino mode, and that's how my Dinobot's opposed.
I saw you mention that this week, and I was just thinking, is Dinobots the one sort of figure that you could display in alt mode instead of robot mode?
And Sharkticons? I'll put them in the same thing, just because that's their key purpose, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, that was a bit of a side distraction tangent anyway.
Yeah, that's just how.
Shuriken, I think, is what he is. Is this actually the final piece of Shuriken to be released, or are there more? I think there might be more, because I recall seeing like people posing things with like 2 Dinobot legs side by side in recent weeks. So Grimlock must be part 3.
So I haven't got the arms, but we've seen.
I think so.
We've seen the fat chicken. So I don't know if that's for this one or the other one.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, the fat chicken, which is their swoop.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. We'll see more about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah, we'll get a final combined shot.
Let's move on to something that I wasn't terribly fond of this guy when he got revealed this week. Unique Toys has a Masterpiece Blur coming out, and his name is Buzzing. Kind of a reference, I guess, to the fact that Blur would just keep talking, and G1, and he never stopped for anything.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's what?
He's pinging off his tits. That's what he's doing.
Well, yeah, he is buzzing in that case. So, I don't personally like Buzzing. I find he's too blocky, and he also looks way too thin for my liking. It's almost like they've just sort of like folded the roof and the bonnet over and stuck his head between them, and then just attached his arms and legs. I don't know. Something about this figure is not doing it for me.
I've got no. Yeah, same here. There's nothing about this figure that is reminding me of the G1 Blur.
Except for the head.
Yeah, and his Spartacus crest.
What do you think, Bill?
Yeah, I love the transformation cog that comes with it, but I'm not paying $150 for that cog.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will 3D print you one.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like Shapeways, don't they have one already?
Probably.
Pretty sure they would.
Yeah, probably.
For like $10.
Yeah, just the alt mode looks off. Just his bot me again, like you said, looks too blocky. Where Blur was a thing of speed, curves, everything else.
That's kind of the thing, right? Like Blur is meant to be fast and aerodynamic, and this guy looks like he'll get blown over by a gust of wind.
Blowing it, he'll fall on his back. Yeah, and of course because it's a trend, we need to see what he looks like from underneath.
Have we seen this?
Yeah, there's one here of him upside down.
Yeah,
okay.
third picture.
Yep.
Yeah, because everyone displays their robots on their ass.
You'll see it by the time this is dead. I'm going to sell some this week, and I'm only going to show photos from underneath it.
You so should do that.
Actually, we should totally have a day of the week where we only photograph things for sale from the bottom.
From the bottom.
I've got some Generations figures I could part with. I could take photographs of the boxes from the bottom. If we pick the right day, we could definitely do it.
Oh God. Work in progress.
It'll be even better when I sell it and say that it's mint in sealed box, and I just show a photo of the box from the bottom.
That's the way to do it.
Okay. So I think buzzing is not really setting our heads on fire.
Yeah, buzzing could buzz off.
Yeah, buzzing can get buzzed. Generation Toys has the second release for their Gravity Builder combiner, with the imaginatively named Mixer Truck. He's making his way out into the marketplace at the moment, and we've sort of got an unboxing. Really, someone has kindly photographed it on their car seat.
They couldn't wait till they got home.
So didn't we say? Wasn't last week someone had some third party figure they were showing on the train?
No, the Fembots, the three Wingblade, Chromia, and Black Arachnia are on the train heading home.
Yeah, that's right. And even better, there's sort of an unnecessary crotch shot in here as well. Oh no, and actually, you know what? That looks really awesome. There's a picture of him in truck mode on his dashboard.
Yeah, with a bus and cars in traffic.
And you can see that whoever it is appears to be listening to 88.5 on the FM band.
That's the information channel over here. So.
I don't think it is over there. But so Mixer Truck actually looks really awesome. The detail in that truck mode is fantastic.
In alt mode, yes.
Yeah.
Before we get to the other modes, I don't know why he comes with a screwdriver, bits, and gear lube.
I think it's probably, I don't know, I don't want to speak to the lube, but I suspect that the screwdriver is so that you can replace some of the alternate parts, because there's a few parts in the bag that you can see there that obviously you can swap out. Again, it's third parties not wanting to make decisions for us about which piece we'd prefer in certain places. Kind of wish they would, but you know.
Yeah, the bot mode.
These figures might not be $600 if they didn't have to put a screwdriver in with every one of them.
Bot mode sent on top of the instructions, or you can't even see his face. You can only see the missile platform above it, and it looks like he's got alien eye.
Yeah, fair. I mean, look, we can't really expect everyone to be able to take particularly good photos. I'm also curious why they took a photo of him on their bed.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
My biggest issue is the foot mode. Just the heel, how it's lying back. Oh yeah, foot mode, how the heel's lying back. There's no... It just doesn't look right.
I reckon it's probably not right.
It's probably mistransformed. There should be something coming back to the heel.
Yeah, he doesn't look mistransformed, but I do think that there's probably something that needs to be supporting him at the back a little bit more. Possibly, maybe one of those parts needs to flip down. Either way, look, it's part number 2. Yeah. We're going to see more of it in the future.
Yeah, then you're going to see combined forms.
Yeah, true. What can we see in the background here? What's all the C-3PO chrome dudes?
I think those are they're not Transformers.
Yeah, I know. That's Gundam. Those two robots behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's on a car seat, look, so he's nicked it straight from the factory, driving out. He's got it on his dashboard.
Nothing's going to get in my way. Not tonight.
Is he like driving it and transforming it? This guy's got balls.
I don't think he's transformed it until he's gotten home.
I don't know. Oh yeah,
he's just ripped it from its coffin.
Yeah.
Got it out.
So this also actually looks like Generation Toy. Like this is the second one. I just haven't noticed the first one. It looks like they've packed them in like this massive, bigger than is needed box.
Yeah, the scrapper is the same.
Yeah. Oh, and there's actually there's a shot of the replacements instruction sheet, which appears to be for Scraper. That might be either a lazy typo where they haven't actually fixed their instructions, or because it is actually straight out of the factory. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, that's odd. Unless they shipped them with the second bot to fix the first bot.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, true.
That might be what the screwdriver and the parts are for.
True, it doesn't really explain the lube unless you're just wondering just how badly Generation Toy is going to fuck you over next.
The ratchets, so the joins might be too tight. You never know. Tensions.
It's possible. Let's move on. We've got a couple more stories before it's time to check out. Dark of the Moon Starscream by 3A. It's a really, really hyper-detailed statue. It's 16 inches tall. It's actually not much of a statue. There's actually 75 points of articulation on it. It's really, really detailed. Yeah. He's a super action master. Looks awesome. A lot.
Wow, $430. So what's that in Australian? 8,000.
Yeah, about $12,000, I believe.
12,000 Australian. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to cost you about 36,000. So.
Yeah. It's It's funny how inflation goes. We just like
I know,
quadrupled
right?
the price.
Every second it keeps going up.
1.2 million. Yeah.
Oh.
By the end of the podcast, you'll need a small country to purchase this.
Yeah, better sell that Bondi mansion.
Not much use for it anyway.
So this is also interesting. There's a Bamberland exclusive. So he appears to be only sold through one store. Oh no, there's an exclusive edition that shows an interchangeable saw blade arm. Sure. I don't particularly care for the movie figures. I know, Brad, you posted this and you were pretty up on it. Are you going to buy
it? No.
Really?
I'd love to, but yeah.
Come on, you spent more money on worse things than this.
Oh yeah, well there's something that's about 4 times or 5 times the price this I've just brought. So yeah, I'd love to. But I've got me Age of Extinction, the Revenge of the Fallen Leader one on my shelf, and that does a good enough job for me at this time.
Okay, Bill, what's your stance on these guys? These are not actual Transformers. They're just sort of like posable statues, like you said. They're sort of a glorified action master.
Yeah,
well,
comment.
Transformers. That's the brand.
Yeah, comment on the statue because we're going to get to it in feedback in a minute.
Nah, I'm not a fan of statues, man. You know what I mean?
Neither am I. Let's talk about another one though.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a couple.
It seems to be Statue Week. Prime 1 has 4 new statues coming out. Now, these guys are actually statues, so they're not articulated or anything like that. They've got Shockwave with his driller, Dark of the Moon Megatron. There's a lot of love for Dark of the Moon this week. It's kind of weird. Right? It's very strange. I would have thought that these guys would release this when Dark of the Moon was out, but whatever.
That would have made sense, yeah.
Leonard
Nimoy.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Sentinel Prime.
Digital farts. Is that?
Well, so it's they're saying it's Age of Extinction Bumblebee, but it could be Stinger as well. So I think we can see whether they can get a 50-50.
Yeah, you're probably going to get a repaint.
That'd be funny. A repainted statue.
A repaint at $2,500.
Yeah.
I'd do it too.
Yeah. No, imagine the balls on these guys charging $2,500 for their statues. Yeah, let's do another one. Man. They totally do. Like, these guys would not be coming out with 4 statues if they weren't actually warranted by the market. There are definitely collectors out there who like these pieces.
Yeah, the high-end collectors. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And look, the figures do look really good. It's just they're just not really for me. I don't really have a place for these in my house. Brad, how many statues do you own? Or are we going to get to that in a minute? Sorry, that was me knocking over a glass there.
Oh.
Well,
don't you have like a Matrix or something?
Yeah. Oh no, I sold one. I've still got the other one, but I'd say.
So yes is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the 7 movie leader figures I've got are all statues because I've never transformed any of them. That being.
Let's get into this. Because
it's in the feedback.
The last story can wait. Let's start talking about feedback.
Okay. All right. We'll combine it now.
So if you are gonna display a figure, and I'm well on the record of saying that I display my Transformers in robot mode because if I don't, they're toy cars.
That's
so really, are my figures any better than statues?
No.
No.
Yes, you have.
No, they're not because they're.
You can go to your shelf.
Ultimately, and you're supposed to be playing with.
That's for the retail stuff, though.
Look,
anything really.
Yeah.
I don't know if there needs to be a distinction between retail and like masterpiece or anything of this. I think it is a bit interesting because like the statues do divide fans, but then the fans who lament the existence of the statues go and display their figures in robot mode, put them behind glass, and then leave them alone.
Or plastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Or plastic if you're going the cheap route, but sure.
No. I mean like boxing them in a sealed plastic case.
I shit you not. I watched the YouTube video, right? And this guy cling wrapped his display cases.
Oh.
What?
I shit you not. I was watching. I don't know how I. You know when you go on YouTube, right?
Tell me there was an ET figure in there.
No, I don't know. He had Transformers, right? And what he did was he had, you know, those things.
Elliot.
He put cling wrap over it.
Don't laugh, because I'm about that step from doing it here as well to try and keep dust out of me details.
Oh, actually, so that's an interesting...
No, you see, you've got glass cabinets, Brad. This guy didn't even have that. He just had like little IKEA billies.
Oh,
and
wow.
he just got the cling wrap, and he just like wrapped.
Oh, that's worse. Okay, that's worse.
That's awesome.
I've got
What happens if he microwaves them? Does Optimus's head explode if you stick him in the microwave, and then you're like, oh god, I've got Optimus all over my microwave.
I was on YouTube. You know what YouTube's like? It's a wormhole, right? You go down one link and it takes.
Oh, you can lose an hour easy.
You just mate, I was 3 sheets to the wind one night, and I just kept like clicking on these links, and I ended up on this guy's page. Oh, that was good.
Anyway, back to statues.
Statues.
Yeah.
So there's been a number of statues come out of Transformers figures over the last few years. Like, you've got, I think, are they called Hardhead or whatever? The busts that are like, sort of, hey?
They're the Hard Hero.
Hard Hero, that's the ones. So Hard Hero's been churning out busts of G1 characters for years, and I've always found those a little bit uninspiring. But I've also, like, they're G1 characters and they're cartoon accurate, and so they are intentionally simple.
Yeah.
But I just don't really know where I would put such a thing in my collection.
But then too, some of the recent masterpieces are sort of filling in that gap. Like I had the Rodimus bust. My MP9 fills that gap perfectly. That MP9, as far as I'm concerned, is a statue. I'll never transform that thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to, otherwise his knees will break.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? I had MP9 on my desk at work for like 2 years. I had no idea about these issues.
Yeah.
And now he's packed up in his box because I brought him home and I'm like, he's staying there.
He's staying there.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's the whole, I won't buy a Transformer if it doesn't transform. I can see the point, but...
So this is something that the entire product line went through years ago, and I think we've talked about this before with Action Masters, because Action Masters was very much Hasbro's attempt, and I think with Pretenders as well, because they were very similar. It was very much Hasbro's attempt to put the characters first instead of the transformation gimmick, and so you ended up with these figures that didn't transform. They had these little accessories that you could play with, and they were very much more action figures than transforming toys.
Yeah.
But you can sort of trace a line from these figures that don't transform, and there were collectors back then in the 80s and the 90s who were just like, well, it doesn't transform, it's not a real transformer, I'm not buying it. And that same attitude goes towards some of the statues these days as well. Which, I mean, I will freely admit that I do not own, and nor do I want to own, any of the statues or the busts or anything like that, but I don't mind if someone does.
Is that simply a price thing or aesthetic? Because most of
it's an aesthetic thing for me, because it's aesthetic and it's like space related as well, because like, where the hell am I going to put them? You've seen my room.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing there, especially for aesthetic, is you have a look. Right, most of the Free A and Prime Studios, they're all doing Movieverse because they're
hyper detailed.
They can put the detail into them. You look, I can't remember who done it, but the Ultra Metal Prime, they had to have removable panels just so they could have pistons, wiring, all that crap inside Prime, just to add the detail so they could make it $1,000 figure.
But Hot Toys has been doing Prime as well. Like, we were talking about the Prime Starscream and Megatron earlier. Those are G1. Like, they're G1 and they're pretty well detailed as well.
Exactly. They've got the G1 Prime. They've done there's some really nice weathering effect and paint detail on them. But then...
So you can do detail on G1 figures. It just depends. It depends on the aesthetic that you go for with it. Like you said, you can weather them, you can detail them.
Yeah,
you know? but then to bump them from a $200 figure to a $350 figure, they have to put all the other added crap on top of it. I think
the
detail
price,
there.
But I think the price of these guys is not determined by, well, we've added all this detail so we can bump the price up to $350. I think the price of them is very much determined by, well, this is the price at which we sell stuff. It's super expensive, and that's what the market bears.
Yeah, and I reckon license would pay a bit into that as well, but
I don't see why the license would have to be like super expensive for something like that. Like it's not like Hasbro's going to say to them, you're going to sell this and you're going to give us $200 in your license fee for every single item that you sell. No, it's very likely to be the same as any other licensing.
Yeah,
I mean, we know Hasbro is not particularly protective of its brand either.
Yeah. True.
Look at everything
we've just talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't Benny selling Transformers shoes today or this week on the group?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll stick the name on anything.
Yeah.
Look,
I see the point. I reckon.
Absolutely. It's gonna give it.
Yeah, statues have a place. As far as I'm concerned, most of my figures, especially my G1 figures, are all statues. Just because. Yes, you can transform, but every time you transform, the tolerances get less and less. They're just a time bomb waiting to waiting to go all floppy.
I mean, how often do you guys? Because you guys obviously pull your figures out of the boxes, and how often do you guys fiddle with your figures?
Almost never.
Unless the young fella asks one off the shelf. Like at the moment, I've got all my stuff out of my main display in my new display, just piled in there until I can get doors and lights figured out. And he got animated Wreck-Gar out during the week, and here it is, play off it, whatever, transforming it. I had to sort of do a bit of a head scratch to figure out how to transform it, get the legs to tuck in, everything else. And once we worked out how it went, it was all good, and that was all good. And rightio, after tonight, it's going back in the display. Well, now 3 days later, it's still out. I haven't put it back, and I know it's getting looser. I can't feel it, but I can imagine it's getting looser just by transforming it over and over again. Because I've seen with Combiner Wars, the Prime figures, and even some of the animated figures, that repeated transformations, hips, shoulders, joints just get looser and looser.
I mean, of course they do. But I mean, look, besides that, I mean, statues are not G1 character, G1 toys. I mean, statues are very often not actually articulated and posable like that one that we were talking about earlier. But I mean, statues are a single pose. They are often hyper detailed, and I want to end the comparison of toys to statues, because statues are a particular thing that you actually do go out and buy because it's a statue or a bust. But to me, like, wondering about it and trying to investigate it and stuff is the same as the discussion that we had on the group this week about why people collect in mint-in-box figures. It's like, each to their own. People put different things in their collection. People put things in their collection for various reasons. Like we said, the statues are often like very cartoon accurate renditions of their cartoon accurate renditions of their characters, and maybe, just maybe, it's someone's favourite character.
Maybe.
So, like, I don't have a problem with people collecting the statues, but they're just not for me.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're like $100 each, I still wouldn't buy them. They just don't do anything for me.
Yeah. And I know I can't see at the moment. Someone commented today, and I think it sums it up perfectly. None of the other toy lines have the same sort of gimmick as what Transformers do. Like your G.I. Joe, your Star Wars, whatever else. Yes,
Machine Men does.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mighty Machine Men.
They're figures. They get posed on a shelf, and that's all they do. Transformers, you have that ultimate mode. Triple changes, you're even worse off, and Pretenders and Headmasters. Well, you're gonna need a warehouse, but it's just hard with Transformers because you have the different modes. Do you buy 2 of each and have one in alt mode, one in bot mode?
Some people do, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know a lot of people. Or even 3, they do bot mode, alt mode, and one mini sealed box.
Yeah.
I know people on club subscriptions getting 3 of each. So, yeah, it all comes down to personal preference. Personally, because you're never going to get that sort of detail that's in a statue from a transform because they need to transform. And again, yes, a lot don't like the movie designs. I think the upcoming looks we got, I think the Dark of the Moon Megatron's the best Megatron we've seen out of the live action movies. And out of them all, I'll nearly be keen on that one, although not for the price. But yeah, between him, Shockwave, they're all great looking figures. We've seen Lockdown, Ironhide before. Ironhide would be another good one I'd love to get to, but yeah, they are just super detailed, super expensive, and my kidney's already devoted to other things.
And obviously there's a market for it because they just keep pumping them out.
Well, there has to be. That's the thing. How far removed are we from Dark of the Moon? We're getting Dark of the Moon statues at $2,500. Like, someone's buying these things.
They are, and those people are. Some of those people are on the group. I'm sure we've seen them.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Okay.
And that's that.
I think that's that. Let's quickly talk about new additions to our collections. Brad, do you have any?
No, not that I can recall.
None for your own collection, but a few for a Christmas donation drive, I think.
Yeah, I discovered that I'd purchased myself an Ironhide.
Nice.
So I've got that on pre-order.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's
after all the time you've spent complaining about it.
I still reckon it's been photographed wrong. I just want to get that in hand.
Fix it up.
Yeah, I reckon I can pose that in a way that'll look good, even if I have to put side swipe in front of it. He won't matter.
All right, Bill, yourself.
Tracks, baby.
You've got tracks, or he's on his way. He's on his way.
He'll be on his way.
Oh yeah. Mine's that'll be next week.
At that point, I think I'm getting him too. Oh no, actually, I think. Have you got tracks for me, or did I order him from Premium?
I think you went PC with tracks, man.
Oh, so cool. So I'm getting him next week too, then.
Yeah, no, I got Road Rage for you.
That's the one. Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Well, actually, maybe I'm not sure.
I was absolutely certain I ordered the second tracks, and here I was thinking all this time I couldn't see any receipts or anything. I'm thinking, oh no, the tracks I've ordered I've put on the Christmas giveaway. And
no, I found him. He's actually from an order I made. Can you believe it's actually been March since tracks went up for pre-order, and it's now November and we're getting him? What was it that you were saying before about how some of the third-party figures have taken ages to materialise? Talk about that.
Yeah, well, my first one was July for tracks, and that's the one that's in the giveaway. But I got one through Shane as well, J2 Oz Toys. So
nice.
I was glad I found a second one that I actually purchased.
Do we owe a tracks to someone from a giveaway?
No, and the winner is it's Brad. He won the tracks. Yay!
Nah, there's two separate ones. One I've brought for myself and one that's been brought for the giveaway. So that's good.
All right.
I don't know whether to go with Sun Surge. Was that last week?
I have ordered Sun Surge. I also ordered Sphinx today because
that's the two. I don't know which one to go for.
I've gone for both.
Good call.
I also got some coins from Benny this week for some of the Masterpiece figures, and I got that Betray poster which I've now framed up, and now I feel poor.
Yeah. Yep.
And on that note, I think it might be time to end the show.
You are listening to Off the Shelf, the voice of Transformers Collectors Club Australia. Yes.
I have no money, and so yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. And should you like to send me money, you can find me on the Facebook group, and I will gladly give you my PayPal address. We can possibly exchange some money for Transformers if that's what you're into.
Maybe just shave your legs and put those fishnets on.
Wow. I'll have to start practicing Frank and Furter's lines from Rocky Horror.
We might have to
How do I see you've met my faithful handyman? Okay, that is the end of the show. Thank you for listening, everyone. We will be back next week with Transformers news, views, opinions, and probably a few poorly formed opinions as well. If,
absolutely.
If everything I've been saying is anything to go by, but yeah. So if you are on iTunes, please find us and please give us a rating. If you are on a service that allows you to rate podcasts, please do find us and give us a rating on that service as well. You can find the podcast on YouTube if you would like to see the things that we are talking about. The link to that is on transformerscca.com. You have been listening to... What have you been listening to? You have been listening to Off the Shelf, the voice of Transformers Collectors Club Australia. I'm Jason. The person tutting apparently is Bill. End of the show.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for downloading this latest episode of Off the Shelf, the voice of the Transformers Collectors Club Australia. For further information, check out Facebook, where we have our Off the Shelf page, hit like, or even check out the Transformers Collectors Club Facebook group. Any and all feedback is more than welcome. You can send email to transformerscca@gmail.com or head on over to iTunes and leave us a review there. Also Podbean have a review section where you can rate us, and that way we get out to more people. Till all are one.
So, MP30.
What?
MP30.
I have not been on...
Who do you think MP30 is? Quick, give me the 5-second reaction.
I'm going to the group. Is it what?
No. Tell me who you think MP30 is.
Shockwave.
Ratchet.
Yeah, well it's about time we see at least one repaint.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not actually like what's Ironhide 27? It's interesting. It's not 27R or something.
Well, yeah. You could say, well, they're different characters, but so's
so are all the Seekers, although they're not that different. But yeah,
and all the Lambos.
Yeah. I think it just. I reckon it's just because like different people run things at different times in Takara. I reckon.
No one's posted this on the group. Where is this?
Alex just posted it on the group.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I can only see your betrayal sign.
Oh, that's interesting. You tell me who's posting
Top one on Alex Jr.'s finally had time to check these out, which is the fembots.
2 minutes ago, and just refresh it.
Oh, yep, right.
It was very cartoon accurate.
Oh, here he is. All right.
Except for the skirt, but yeah.
His sides look more enclosed under the arms. I don't know if that's just because it's white and not a different colour from the rest of it.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. I'd have to check out the G1 model. Did he have the Autobot and the red crosses on his shoulders?
No. The crosses on the shoulders are new, and like I think they've done that since Prime or since one of the movies.
Oh, okay.
I think in the cartoon he may have actually had split white and grey arms. I can't really remember.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking at. I think it's the. No, it's not the last picture. There's a photo. He's got his two guns pointing forward and upwards, looking straight on, and under his arms look very hollow. That wasn't.
So it looks like the Ironhide mold.
Yeah. That's one of those poor photos. But in the next one, where he's got his gun on his back, the sides look nice and enclosed. So. Where is it? Wait a minute.
It's probably just the angles.
Where is the undercarriage shot? I demand an undercarriage shot.
I think you mean an underneath shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks alright. That the last shot showing the right hand, the gun in the right hand from the side looks alright.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, there he is. Speaking of Year of the Monkey Primal, Bill.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's crack it, bitches.
Apparently Ratchet.
Yeah. Nothing near there.
Well, yeah, all the rest have to be repaints now. They have to be repaint. That cliff jumper image that come up during the week that Alex posted.
The what?
There was a photo
What?
of a cliff jump, but everyone was saying it was an old photo from a few months ago and it was a hoax.
Years ago,
I think
mate.
that was last year, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
It was years
Last week.
ago.
No.
Was this one of the was this one of the masterpiece silhouettes or something like that?
No, it was a prototype.
The grey
shot.
one?
Yeah, grey.
Oh
prototype shot.
I heard. I did see that.
That's
Yeah.
old news, that.
Oh well, we can hope.
It's not a great it's not a great thing since things have jumped from Bumblebee to Cliff Jumper.
No.
And then you got to think of who's going to come with him. Sure, that'd have to be the Chip Chase figure.
Maybe, I guess.
I don't know, or just a big bazooka.
What does SJW mean? What acronym's that?
Where are you saying that?
SJW.
Oh, it's on a board, but like it's an acronym. Give the SJWs time, mate.
SJ.
I must look at that. I'm gonna Google that. What does SJW?
Social Justice Warrior.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Right, got it.
Are they a higher form of troll?
No,
Often yes.
Yeah.
that's Sir James Whitney, School for the Deaf. Social Justice Warrior. Yeah, that's someone that talks shit, much like him.
And I hit my head on the goddamn wind chimes.
I was going to say, is that the sound of a great idea being born?
Here? No. No great ideas here.
You should totally open with that. Bill, would you like to do the opening?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I don't have a run sheet. Hang on. Actually, yes. I'll just bring...
All you gotta do is say hello and welcome.
Oh, no, I don't want to fuck it up. Pressure. Oh, no. I'm out. Jace, Brad, someone.
Alright.
Alright,
You ready?
here you go. Yeah. You going to count me in, or do I just go?
Oh, you go whenever.
Yeah. Voice of Transformers Collector. This is...
Yeah, that's not worked very well at all.
Yeah, did I heard transform. Before I start, how do you pronounce that?
Kyrul, I think.
Kyrul.
Kyrul.
Jarul?
Raul.
Kyrul.
Kyrul.
Is how I'm saying it.
Kyrul. Alright. Yes, after a bit of a incident during the week.
No, don't go into that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just cut that out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just,
just cut that
I'm
out.
just trying to think how to word it now.
Just say Kyrul put up pictures of his display
yeah,
and
okay.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carl's been photobombing the group this week with some... oh, no. That's worse.
It is actually
leave that in.
it is actually fine. You should totally put that up. Yeah,
Yeah,
go on,
leave
do
it in.
do it again. Do it.
All right. This week, Carl's been in the later half of the week photobombing the group with some of his mint and sealed box collections, and
It's not just mint and sealed boxes. He's got a massive collection. I can't believe it.
all the loose movie stuff we've seen there. He's been posting that he actually takes out and displays in public. Oh, goddamn cough.
every time you've coughed tonight has been followed by a damn it.
And
It really shows up on the audio when I'm editing.
It does, yeah. That's why you should mute when you're going to cough.
True.
Brad.
I'm Brad.
Don't be a hero, Optimus. It's not in your programming.
And I've been Brad. That didn't work.
That didn't work at all. Let's do that. Let's do that again. You have been listening to Off the Shelf, the voice of Transformers Collectors Club Australia. I hear people playing with toys.
We must return the old spark to Cybertron.
I have no idea what this is from. Anyway, I'm Jason. You've also been listening to Brad and Bill. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
I'm Jason.
No, you're not.
Magnus here.
Bye.
Don't
Wait.
be a hero, Optimus.
Wait.
It's not in your programming.
Wait, that's Ultra Magnus, right? That's
Yeah.
Robert Stack. He's dead.
Ah, it's not that one.
Okay.
We
All right.
must return the old spark to Cybertron. Ultra Magnus here.
Is that an animated leader class one?
Yep. Oh, later Voyager. Later, yeah. Okay.